Everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. What an exciting day this has been so far. My goodness. Captain Al Clowers and Captain Pablo Fernandez are joining us on our podcast today, but we just got to witness something really cool with Justin Botrell. He got boarded by the Fish and Game and the Coast Guard at the exact same time.
Nice.
I am super stoked because that's kind of content that you can't even buy. You couldn't buy that kind of content. So we got that going on. We're watching him in the background. He's answering questions. It looks like they're putting handcuffs on him right now. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Everything's legal, gang. We're doing our thing. We got Marley behind us, so we're going to do this podcast with Captain Al and Captain Pablo. And these guys, Al was out fishing with the grandkids yesterday. That looked like an incredible day on the water. Al, talk about that.
Yeah, Lake Otai's been on fire, obviously with the wind we've had and the low interest in the charters. I go to the lake. So if I have time, the grandkids are only accessible Sundays due to baseball and school. So I got them on the lake yesterday and we whacked them pretty good. Caught about 25 and we brought home 15. So awesome. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. I have my new deckhand out there learning how to cut fish with all my 15 bass. And as we speak, he's out there cutting them up. He's doing an okay job now, though. He's on number like 15 for his whole life.
That's what the kind of new crew members we want, right, Captain Al? We met those guys. We met those guys at the PCS show, right?
Right. And, what I like to do over here is I like to put them on, on call. So I get the kids that have a really good attitude and are clean and not partying and have the drive to do it. And I'll teach them every step of the way, And after a couple, 10 trips are good to go. But so that's what we're doing. Preliminary work. He's working on cutting fish, and then we're going to go down the boat on Tuesday and go through all the rods, which there's about 40 of them. So that should take all day. And so I'm stoked. What I don't do here is book trips and scramble to get help. I don't do that. I'm too old for that stuff. So I like to have my help retained, and when the trips come in, we're good to go, and we're on the same playing field instead of using a bunch of different guys. I don't have the energy to do that anymore.
So, yeah, it makes it kind of a stressful situation. But then go to the other side of the coin. It's hard to get anybody to work when you got no work, right?
Right. That's why you get the kids that live at home in Coronado.
Justin.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Just your report. I thought I had mine down there, but yeah. Just has all the things I checked. Has the date, my name, station phone number at the bottom. Any questions?
All right, he's still live over there. I thought he wanted to jump in with us. Sorry, Al.
Hey, but anyway, back to the lake. They're biting. Yesterday we caught them on chatterbaits in 6 inches of water and a bunch of muck. It was wild. And then obviously caught some on the drop shot and about 10 fish on the sight fish. So it was really action. And last time I was out there, we caught the same, if not a little bit more. So they're boiling over 80 feet of water in the morning, all the way to 6 inches of water in the muck, everything in between. It's pretty cool.
Sounds pretty exciting. You got any trips out there? You got anybody that wants to go catch a largemouth?
Just the doctor right now. And then I have a boat lesson trip on Wednesday on a 42-foot Riviera. And then on Saturday, I'm going to the islands on a 9-hour.
Oh, good. So we're starting to pick away at a few trips. I mean,
yeah, a little bit.
We know it's kind of sketchy right now. We had Dave Farron on the show the other day. We all know we voted for the guy, and he's just pulling a lot of switches really fast, kind of got everybody terrified, but I think everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, well, that's all we can hope for.
Exactly.
Hey, 20 years ago when I first started, doing this full time, that's all I could do is believe that it's going to be okay because I was one broke sucker with one boat,
Right, and that's when the administration at the time decided to make diesel fuel $5 a gallon. It went from like $1.12 a gallon to $5 a gallon in less than 2 months. Pablo,
Yep.
think of that.
Yeah, my trips were a whole lot cheaper when it was $2 a gallon. I didn't even trip. I'd burn that stuff up like nothing.
Oh yeah. Well, my father, he has nine. He had 9 sport boats. He used to say, David, you can have everything I got. Just get me back the money I spent on fuel last year, and I'll be okay.
Can you imagine? I can't imagine my fuel bill. Shoot, on a 30 trip a month, it's 15 to 17 to 20 grand, depending on what we're doing.
Yeah. So, Pablo, what do you got going on, man? We haven't heard much from you the last few days. You've been kind of quiet.
Well, so yeah, I actually did a memorial the other day on Saturday. So I ran a boat, nice Bertram for that, and obviously that was a little somber day for the family and friends and everything. But yeah, that's what I did this weekend. And then honestly, I've just been inside of my bilge or inside of any little cubby that I could pull apart in my boat. I finished up. I really tightened up all the Starlink stuff, and then when we moved slips, no boat here was working on the new GFI stuff that they have. So I've been scrambling to get everything working. So my inverter, my charger, everything's working. So just got that squared away literally today, and now I can breathe a little bit. I'm really looking forward to Thursday. Kate and I are coming up there to the CCA show or CCA.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, man, just been super busy. Like Al was teasing me earlier. He's like, "You're supposed to be doing this stuff in January." I'm like, "I know, but it didn't raise its ugly head till today." Whatever, but I've been just hitting it hard, man. And then I've gone out a few times just myself or just with some guys around the docks. And every time we go out, the fish are there. They're ready. I think we're going to have some good weather this week. So trying to get out Tuesday and Wednesday. And then obviously we got the banquet on Thursday. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm wide open and want to fish for sure.
And then something, Justin or Pablo and Al, something big time happened the last couple days offshore. My goodness. And it's not that far. I mean, it's nighttime, which sucks because the 3 of us were not into this vampire fishing. But the nighttime fishing's been insane. If you looked at the fish count this morning, 357 bluefin in the fish count in April.
Right.
Captain Al and I, we know what that means. That's an insane amount of fish in April. We had Tim Ekstrom on the show Saturday morning live out on the water. That was an incredible thing watching him. But like he said, everyone's super spoiled now. Back in the day, we didn't even start doing this until July. So
right.
Yep. 4th of July was the lowest marker.
Yeah. My boat's all set up for that night stuff. There's a possibility I might try to get some saltwater guide members to go out and do it, but we'll see. With that sonar, it's no problem for me. I get right on those things.
Let's go. I'll do an overnighter with
I
you.
just go film and
Right.
Let's do it, Al.
are you back, Justin?
yeah, I just had to. They did like a thorough investigation.
Yeah, it was a training mission. I could tell they threw all those people on the boat. I knew they were training, so I knew you were in for it.
Oh, yeah, they had a bunch. They had fishing game out here, everything.
How'd you do? Are you going to prison?
Yeah, everything is wrong. Got 1,400 tickets.
All right.
Where's my other camera? Where's my camera not working?
Captain Pablo's on his way up to drive the boat back to your dock because Al and I are way too old. We ain't driving in that traffic, but Pablo will go get your boat.
Okay. Yeah, they went over all of our fish. They went over literally every safety inspection for a charter. Everything. Literally a whole inspection. I got this nice. Look at everyone. I got a ticket. No, I'm just kidding.
Green. You got the
I got
gold card now. All you got to do
Yep.
is show that card, gang.
That is a gold card. That's not a ticket, everyone.
Yeah, every year in the winter, I do the I have them come to my boat and do the voluntary 6-pack charter inspection. So I have a sticker on my window.
Yeah. Well, hold on one second. Let's see where we're at.
Justin.
Hold on.
I know. I'm going to let you go fishing, and me and Pablo are going to talk. Go take your guys and go fish. We'll watch you in the background.
Okay.
All right. We just wanted to make sure he wasn't in prison. All right, guys. So back to what we were talking about. Cap Mal, you want to go out there and do that nighttime vampire fishing?
I might. I'm looking for a good little weather window. I don't want to get beat up out there at night.
Well, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing that you're willing to go out there. The real cool thing about it, though, Al, is we got a couple of guys that kind of understand social media now that are running sport boats that kind of understand, and they're the old timers, and they're in the clique, and they're part of our code group now, so that might work out really well.
Right?
Go do it. Get 3 or 4 of our guys. I mean, 6 guys on your boat, nighttime fishing, that kind of sucks because it's super important to all be on one side of that cockpit when you're drifting with those lures, right?
Yeah, the cool thing about my boat, though, is I got that big old bow with that really killer 2-inch aftermarket rail. So 3 guys can be in the front, or 4 guys can actually be in the front, no problem.
Yeah, just what I want to do is stand on the bow of a sport boat in the middle of that wind, and yeah, no thank you. You guys can all go up there. I'll be in the cockpit holding onto the ladder.
Just leave your rod and holder, Dave. They'll bite it while the boat's going like this. They'll bite that jig. You just wind it in.
And you got to walk up there, though. I don't want to walk up there. I'm a big baby. No, but it sounds fun. It sounds like a fun time. It sounds like a fun night. Maybe, gang, if we can get a handful of you that want to go do that, all you got to do is let me or Pablo or Al know you want to go do it. On Pablo's boat, I wouldn't suggest it because of the fact you don't have anything inside. The weather changes so quick. Pablo's good for going out there in the daytime when they're biting in the daytime. I'm not taking anything away from them. But Al's got that Riviera with the salon. You could sit down inside. Because if you guys watched Mike Louse the other night, everybody got to learn there's a lot of driving around looking for that fish.
Yeah, you got to have a sonar out there at night. You can get lucky with a regular one, but it's really tough. I have a bunch of buddies that go out there with the regular one, and it's hard to get on them.
You're lost. You're not. The fish are all spooky at night. They're not going to stick under the. You got to find that fish down there 200-300 feet with the sonar. It's just like Al said, and you guys got to watch that the other night. We all got to go up into Mike Louse's wheelhouse because of the recon that Pablo did. Now we're golden, Pablo, and you're invited. Pablo, you're invited to go out with Louse anytime you want. He needs someone to hold the camera. He's like, would Pablo be interested in coming out at night and doing that with me? And I'm like, 100%. 100%. But yeah, like Al said, the sonars makes all the difference in the world, and Al has that CH500, so it's a game changer, gang.
Yeah, you can just kind of sleep drive around looking for them, and that thing just starts making a bunch of racket. What's bitching about that sonar too is I have a remote, so I just sit in my chair when it starts clacking. I look at what direction it's coming from and head over there, and I can put the school right on the back port or the back starboard with that remote. It's pretty insane because it'll do 360 degrees, but I keep it on like a piece of pie like this, so you don't see the wakes.
Right.
And then when it hits, you click back and you can keep the whatever you want to call it, you know, the gyro right on the school, you know, instead of letting it do a whole sweep all the way over. You can just go click, 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 and stay right on that thing and walk the boat right up to them. It's pretty insane.
And I know a lot of people can hold the camera, but here's the difference. If you're going to go out with Mike Louse and film for us, you're not fishing. You're not going to be on the boat fishing. You're going to be walking around holding the camera. Pablo, something's going on your phone. Some noise, some background noise, like a seagull's trying to eat your phone or something.
It's the airplanes. I'll mute my mic.
All right.
Hey, let me walk this computer out to the fillet station before disaster strikes. I got to go out there and look around.
Yeah, let's go watch. Let's go see what's going on. Let's go make the kid nervous.
No, he's cool.
Just tell him, hey, it's only 30,000 people watching you fillet.
I already warned him. So
you're filleting your first fish, huh, Pablo? That's kind of sketchy.
Yeah, that's the best, man. No pressure at all when people are watching you. Everybody loves that.
You just gotta block it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go see what Matthew. His name's Matthew, Coronado kid. He's a great kid.
Yeah, he is. And him and his buddy,
What's up, buddy?
Came and begged for work.
How we doing?
How are you, buddy? I'm glad you showed up.
Just getting some largemouth bass out the way.
We're filleting largemouth.
Let's see this.
The biologist, before you start hating, the biologist says take all the 2-pounders out of the lake.
Before you start hating,
can you see that?
Remember, you're watching your saltwater guide. So
there you go. Can you see
there we go. We're gonna cut up a largemouth.
Oh yeah.
His fillets are coming out pretty good. Can you see them?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That looks
Very
like
nice.
Pablo did it.
That looks good, man.
He's doing pretty good. Hey, what number are those? Number like 15 and 16?
I think we still maybe got like 4 or 5, so maybe like 12 or so.
Right. All right. Well, cool.
Oh yeah.
Let's look around.
I'm more comfortable now.
Let's look around a little bit, Al. I'm gonna pull me and Pablo off so we can watch.
So when you come fishing with me, you're gonna see this guy with me.
Hell yeah.
Can you hear me still, Al? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Well, just show us around. You got.
I can hear you.
You got the whole screen. Show us around.
Can you see?
Yeah, we all see perfect.
Okay. Hold a couple of those up. You already cut the big ones, huh?
Yeah.
There's a few largemouth. I had this cooler full.
To the brim.
Come here. Oh, would you stop? Uh-oh, you went to tree.
All right, finish that one.
Yeah, Marley, look. They got some fish there. Oh, stop.
Take your time. You only got 50,000 people watching you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all. Here.
So that's what we're doing over here right now. Beginner's class of filleting largemouth.
How fun is that? Woo!
On the bigger ones, I like to fillet them like that instead of just taking your knife and going zip, zip. He's getting better. Right, Matthew?
Oh yeah. One fish at a time.
It's all good, buddy. Don't feel the pressure. We're just hanging out.
Hey, he's into it. He's focused. He's doing a great job.
You got to understand, the very first time I ever did it, I had to do it for 60 people, and we had 600 bass.
600. Wow.
How long did it take you? 8 hours?
It took a long time, and I was crying the whole time, tears flowing out of my eyes. bunch of passengers yelling at me. Leave my fish alone, you punk kid. You're the owner's son. You shouldn't even be here. Oh, yeah. The good old days. So don't worry, you're doing a great job. I didn't do that good when I first started.
Yeah, that's like, you know, it's
Captain
funny.
Clower's boot camp.
There you
That's
go.
what it is.
It's also like tying knots, right? Like the first few times you try a different knot or something, or you can tie it a million times, and then as soon as little crowds gather, you're like, oh, until you get used to the pressure of people watching,
Yeah,
you know?
If you
right.
guys are
He's been doing
wondering,
that too. So
if you're
there's
wondering
my
what
little
I'm
garden,
doing,
you guys. I'm a gardener. I like my little garden.
I'm giving Marley some medicine. He's supposed to have his medicine at 12:30. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, he's having a little bit of medicine.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
good,
could
dude.
hear him going off.
Good work. I'll be back. Thank you. Cool.
So Captain Al Clowers, I got a question for you while we're on here.
Go ahead.
What's the biggest weight you have in those bait tubes?
I think about 4 pounds.
Because I'm going to be going to Alaska, and I was wondering if maybe we're going to be fishing halibut in 200 feet of water, and I thought, I bet you those chum tubes would work bitching up there.
Probably.
I wonder if I should get one shipped up there or get it shipped to that weight.
We can do anything you want.
That 4-pound weight, though, is going to cost me a fortune to get it up there.
Just check it in. Are you gonna check your bags when you go up there?
We're thinking we're not, but I'll talk with Ron and see. Ron and I are going up.
It's just a round weight. You can probably just carry it in your backpack.
Yeah, we might do that, but that tube's going to be big.
Oh, right.
I don't know.
But the tube will fit in a regular. The tube is 16 inches long.
Can you make a bigger weight?
I mean, I can do whatever you want, but if I have to make a whole new mold and everything.
Yeah, because a 4-pound weight with that tube and a little bit of current in Alaska, I don't think it'll ever hit the bottom.
Right.
200 feet wide. It's just a thought. I don't know, but boy, they sure do work in SoCal, man. Everybody that's talking about them on the community, it's a life-changing event for them. They can't believe how it makes it so much better for fishing.
Right? They need to buy some more. The problem is, once you sell them one, they'll think they'll last for a lifetime.
Well, yeah, but we need to show that video again. We need to show everybody what's going on. And
Hey, Pablo has one of each, one small one and one big one. He needs to go out there and make me a couple videos, huh, Pablo?
Yep, that's the deal. I will definitely do that for sure.
we got to get some people to charter you and Pablo's boat so you guys can go out and make some cool videos.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. The bay boat's just sitting there, man. That's a blue light special bay trip, you know? It's crazy. It's just sitting there.
Catching bonefish. We even did a video the other day. Pablo showed people how to fillet a bonefish.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
yeah. Those largemouth bass. Back in the day, Larry Botroff, we used to have the biologist at every tournament, and he used to always tell us that we need to thin the lakes out, because if you look at all these lakes around here, it's really hard to catch an 8-pounder. The problem is there's so many small ones, you know what I mean? So those fish are called lobina in Mexico, and it's the best ceviche you can get. Right? Everybody has their favorite ceviche, but that largemouth bass ceviche is insane.
Back here if you need it.
So I keep some, and I vacuum pack them and make fish tacos and everything out of them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's like when I fillet a marlin and they all lose their minds. It's the sacred largemouth bass because there's a lot of people that don't know how to fish that can't catch them. Like Captain Al takes his grandkids out and catches as many as his grandkids want to catch because Captain Al knows how to fish. And we're adding the new section to your saltwater guide that's going to start teaching you guys how to catch them. And then you'll go, oh my God, I had no idea there was this many here. And then you can start taking them home and eating, and you'll help Al and all of his tournament buddies get all those little 1 and 2 pound bass out of those lakes so that they can
Right.
start
You know
growing
what?
up. The thing
You
is,
don't really want to keep the big females, but all the small ones, keep them.
well, I don't know, those big females are cool to take when they're full of eggs. That's a phenomenal fish. Then you're killing 100,000 at a time. I'm sorry. Oh, that's Dave Hansen, your saltwater guide talking. They're not Captain Al Clowers.
Well, you got to think about it this way. I'm not blue by no means, and I'm all about feeding my family and keeping fish. But a lake is a lake. They don't stock them. They don't reproduce. It's all self-reproducing, and you can wipe a lake out if you really went out there and kept all kinds of them, especially the females.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, there's a lot of
I'm going to send you a couple pictures, Dave.
expert filleters on here telling us how to do it, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think I filleted more fish in one day than everybody on here has ever seen in their whole life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but their knives are
I'm in the
sharper.
master class of filleting myself.
What?
I said
I,
they're
I,
not.
I categorize myself in the master class of filleting.
All right. Well, that's what we should do. We should have the Dave Hansen, Pablo, Al, Sonny contest, and everybody can come up and we'll do it on the back of Al's boat inside the harbor there, and we'll have a class on, or we'll have a contest, and you can bet on which one of us you think's going to win. That would be so much fun. How many people you think would show up for that debacle?
Probably a lot.
Like 3.
Yeah, nobody watches us. That's for damn.
Depends what we're filleting.
What
We're going
about?
to be playing 14-inch calico bass.
Are we going to show how to fillet and release, or is that a secret episode?
No, we're going to teach them the proper way to fillet and release. If you do the fish when, like I used to tell everybody on the sport boat, if you fillet it super fast while it's still alive, you can throw it back in the water and it'll grow new sides.
Fact.
Yes.
Science.
Thank you.
Kelly girl's in the house.
Hey, I just sent you a couple pics and a video of these little munchkins at the lake.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to send you one more of what it looks like when I pick them up.
I'm going to try to get those up while you guys are talking. Oh, you had your daughter on the boat too. Look at that.
No, that's my grandson.
That's your grandson. He looks like a girl.
I got a hippie grandkid.
Oh my God. Tell him I'm sorry.
He's the only blonde one, so he don't want to cut his hair. Blonde Mexican.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
He's going to be a little model.
Yeah, he is. Crazy. Gang, we got everybody here. The gang's all here. Leave a comment on the side. You have any questions for Pablo or Al, let them know. I'm just trying to download Al's pictures. So, Pablo and Al, you got to keep the show going for a minute.
All right. Well, yeah, I'd love to get anybody to come out, run a charter with me, get me out on your boat. I'm really trying to do a lot more guide service stuff through Saltwater Guide this year. That's what my main goal is. But I want to run. I want to start looking around. I have some really good ideas on where to go for some daytime fish. I think the weather's going to pop nicely in the next few days. I think we'll have an opportunity to get out and look around for sure around here in the San Diego area, and then maybe a little bit offshore. I got some really good ideas of where to go. And yeah, I just need to get booked up and get out there. I've had a couple calls for guide service lately, so that's picking up. We just got to narrow down the dates, but like I said, I would love to get out on your boat and show you what little I know, so it won't take that long, and then we'll try to get you all dialed in your local fishery, and you'll do it like how we all do it, and that's kind of the goal. Go through boat safety, boat operation, inspection, everything, documentation. A lot of people have had questions on what we need to fish in Mexico, and it's not that complicated, but once you do it a few times, like Al and I do it all the time, so it's second nature to fill out all the required documents. But first few times you do it, it's a real pain in the neck.
Right.
Yeah, how do you go about getting your paperwork, Al?
For Mexico?
Yeah.
Well, I have it all saved in my computer.
Okay, well, let's
So,
pretend like you don't.
well, it's a major. You got to go and you got to make an account on Banjacito website for one. You gotta go in there and take care of all that information, and then once you do that, then you can purchase your FMM. And then you go through Banjacito. If you don't have I haven't done this in 6 years, but you need an import permit for your vessel. Very important. So you go to Banjacito website and you apply for your import permit. And I can't do any of it without my wife because it's all you can translate it to English. So making the account is really difficult because the website and the pages that I can get on, it's all in Spanish. So that's how we got ours through my wife doing all the work. But other than that, if you're really interested, if you type in how to get your FMM for fishing the islands on YouTube, there's a guy on there that has a really killer video, and it tells you how to get to the site, which is above my pay grade with all this computer information, to get to the right site where you put this link in a browser to get to the part where it's in English. So, yeah, and then you got to have the bracelets and all. I mean, it's a lot of work, but I have all mine on auto setup. It's all set up, but it took me 10 hours probably to get it all set up.
And then what?
You can go to SAC. You can go to SAC's website too and click on the links and follow those links as well.
Yeah,
And when Al's saying SAC, he's saying the Sport Fishing Association of California. Go ahead, Pablo.
Yeah, like Al said, it seems like it takes forever the first time, but you only need the temporary importation permit one time, and that's good for 10 years. And it's not even that much. I think it's under $100. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is now, but
it's not much.
It's for 10 years, and all you got to do is make sure you get the confirmation and you keep that with you. And like we always advocate to everybody is keep a nice folder, very organized. And then when you have to do the trickiest part of all of this is doing those visas, and the visas are required anytime you cross borders. So, and when you're within 12 miles of the Mexican landmass, you need the biosphere bracelets and all that. So we have to do the visas for every passenger every time we go there. We have to have bracelets for every passenger for every time we go there. Everybody has to have a Mexican fishing license or permit. And then the boat also has to have the temporary importation permit.
And they have to have a passport or passport card.
You have passport card or passport is fine. And then that's to go like to the islands or local near the mainland. If you don't want to mess with the Coronado Islands, you don't want to go to the rock pile, you don't want to stay near shore and you want to go offshore, depending on how close you are. But once you go offshore, all you'll need is is in you're in the you've crossed the border to the south, you'll need is a Mexican fishing permit. The only time you need a passport is when you're coming near to the land. So a lot of guys actually plot it to where they swing way outside of the Coronado Islands, and you'll see boats, a lot of sport fishing boats that will advertise. They'll be like Mexican fishing permit, um, whatever, provided, and then it'll say no passport needed. So if they
Right.
specify you need a passport, then that means they're going near some kind of landmass.
They're
So
going down and inside.
yeah, I don't know if that's all clear as mud, but I've had a lot of calls and texts lately about it, and I'm happy to help anybody out with it. One confusing thing is when you do the importation permit, they ask you for a letter. So people were like trying to do I have to ask the bank if the bank owns my boat or what I have to do? I said, no, you just write a letter literally to yourself. There's a template. And you're like, I, Pablo Fernandez, give Pablo Fernandez permission to take the Kate Elizabeth, you know, to Mexico for, and ask for a temporary importation permit. I don't know exactly what it says, but that's all it is. It's just like I give myself permission to go, or if there's another owner, the other owner gives permission. It's really simple. Get that stuff done. Usually it just takes a couple days to get everything. So it's not bad.
Right.
Well, check this out real quick, gang. Here's Captain Al's grandsons in the middle of a bite working together to land this fish. This is a pretty cool video.
Let's see what you got. That's a good one, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
nice
he's a
work.
big
Yeah. Grab him. Get him over here in the boat so he won't fall off. Let me see that one. Yeah, boy. Huh? How you like that?
Wasn't that cool?
Yeah, the net was laying down on the floor in the console, but I don't really let them use it unless it's over like 3-pounder.
They did great. That was incredible. Look at this picture. How happy is that guy?
Yeah, he's
He's
only
doing
6 years
good.
old.
Yeah.
6
And
year
then there
old.
you go.
He's 8.
That's a beautiful largemouth bass.
Those are bedfish. Those ones.
Oh, so you're eyeballing them?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Those guys know what's going on, man. If you can, that's a whole different level, gang. If you're a young man like that and grandpa taught you how to eyeball cast onto those things and get them to bite, that's a big technique, right, Captain Al?
Yeah. It's cool. I've been teaching them the last few trips because obviously there's some on bed still. So yeah, I get over there and I went to Walmart and bought them new shades so they could see and they're all about it. They can see the some of them. When you're bed fishing, if you're on a time clock like in a derby, you want to buzz down the bank and you'll see them, and then you just turn around and you watch their personality. If their personality is like, no way, I'm not going to bite that, you move on to the next one, unless it's a 10-pounder, then you really can work on it. But there's a lot of personality with them. Sometimes, if you catch them right while the boat's going by and you flip right on them, they go right there and they bite it. Those are the ones you really want to get. But you go by them, and some of them will pull right up and eat it right away, and some of them you pitch it out there and they'll swim away, but they come back and they're really hard to catch. So teaching them how to pick the ones that are biting easier first, especially when you're just fun fishing, you know what I mean?
Hey, I just found out what's happening to me. All the fish that I find don't have good personalities. So you're gonna have to
You
help me.
want to bypass those ones, Pablo.
You're gonna have to help me with the fish psychology because
Hey,
you know
you want to fish for the ones that want to jump in Dave's kill bags.
I
That's
know
right.
that's what I was gonna say. Just to keep the playing field, nice and wide open here. I like to kill any fish because I automatically assume that they have a bad personality.
Right.
So I got a question here from Brent Seawolf. And a lot of people ask me this the last couple of weeks. The boater card, you have to have it May 1st. There's no way around it. You got to have it on May 1st. Talking to all of our members and all the people that have them, it's super simple. It's
Yeah.
online class. I think it takes 3 hours. You got to answer questions as it goes. It takes 3 hours. There's no way around it. It's timed. It's just like when you do online traffic school. You got to be on there and you got to click through. But if you have a captain's license like Pablo, Al, Justin, Sonny, myself, yeah, our captain's license trumps the boater card all day,
Wow.
every day, because we really, well, not Pablo, not Justin, but Captain Al Clowers and Captain Dave Hanson, we got ours back in the day when you had to really know stuff. You guys that
Hey,
have,
but listen, I don't know if this is correct, but I have my boater's card. The way I read it is if I'm working on my commercial boat, I don't have to have it. But if I jump on a private boat, I have to have it.
Yeah, I don't know about that,
Oh,
but looking
I
into
got
it.
mine just in case.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. And you know what? I've had them check at the launch ramp. I mean, I rarely launch my boat, only when I'm doing, like a service on it or something. But the last couple times that I've put it in the water, they actually come up and check. And then, yeah, I've just showed them my captain's license, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's cool, But, yeah,
Yeah,
they are checking for them actively now. And as we saw
on your commercial
today,
boat, you're good. But if you jump on a non-commercial boat,
right.
you need this little guy.
Well, I'll just get one anyway, I guess. It's not bad to have. I want a boater's card.
Not that I'm on private boats very often, but like I'm doing a boating class on a non-commercial boat on Wednesday, so I better have
Do
my
they,
boating card, I guess.
do they
Make sure I know what
expire?
I'm doing. Huh?
Do they expire, or is it one and done for life?
I don't think they expire. No expiration date.
Nice.
yeah,
But
it's just something.
it blew me away when I read that. I couldn't really call anybody. I guess I could have found the number, but it states on there commercial boats don't need it, but other than that, private boats need it. And they're checking at the lakes. They're checking now, big time.
Okay.
And they should. We've been talking about this, Al, since you and I were young. There's so many people out there driving boats that have no reason to be driving a boat.
Right?
There's no reason in the world they should be out there driving around.
Right.
And this boater card thing is 100%. The really crazy thing is when you see these little kids, they rent those jet skis or they rent
Oh,
those boats, and you see these little kids out driving around on them. That should be illegaler than hell, but there's been no law about it until now. You can't
Right.
go rent. You won't be
Yeah.
able to. It's going to affect the jet ski rental guys and the skiff rental guys and stuff because they're going to have to show their boater card, which is good. It's not a bad thing. There's nothing negative about it. It's about time, to be perfectly honest. What we
No, and
need.
it's not. It's not. It's pretty much a slam dunk. It's pretty basic, but it covers a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, you get to learn about what it's supposed to be like if you actually follow the course and listen to what it says for the 3 hours. But this is something we've been complaining about for a very long time. When you're in the industry and you're seeing these guys out there driving around with their kids on the boat, or they're letting their kids drive, or just crazy things going on out on the water. And that's the number one reason why it's hard to get boater insurance nowadays because of that. It's just
Right.
craziness. There's
Try to
no.
get commercial boat insurance.
And any of you
yeah,
guys
great.
that are watching this show saying, well, that's dumb. I don't understand why. You're the reason why we need a voter card. You need a voter card for that. But just think, you have to have a card to vote in California, but you don't have to have a card to vote.
Yeah.
That's kind of
crazy.
weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, nothing ever comes of bad decisions on voting, does it?
No. And another thing people don't understand, Pablo and Al, is everybody says, oh, it's 0.08 on land. Well, it's 0.00 on the water. Zero tolerant. You cannot have a beer and drive your boat. I'm sorry. You can fight me till the end of time on this one, but the law clearly states zero tolerance. You're not allowed to have a beer. You're not allowed to have a drink. If you decide that alcohol is more important than your family's life, then so be it. I hope you go to prison for a long, long time because you should not be on your boat drinking and driving. It's a zero policy. It's zero tolerance. Zero.
Yeah,
Zero.
I'm
Zero.
surprised 4th of July and all those heavy weekends, they're not like rolling up a bunch of people, man, because there's a lot of people doing it.
Yeah, but here's what I believe in my heart. In the state of California, it's a free for all, baby. That's why everyone's stealing and robbing and shooting people because the governor will not allow you to prosecute anybody. So it's just a damn free for all. So why would you want to go out and fight and arrest people that are going to be let out before you get off work for the day?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. I'm seeing all this debacle stuff. Now there's a gang of kids riding around on bicycles, beating people up all day, every day. Have you seen that going on yet?
No.
Oh, it's gnarly. Go look it up on YouTube. There's about 35, 40 kids riding around on BMX bikes, just causing havoc all day.
They need to get whooped. Somebody
Yeah,
needs to grab the biggest one and whoop them, and then they'll stop.
hit him with the belt.
Yeah,
Stick a gaff in his butt.
shoot him in the face with the shotgun. That'll slow him down.
Yeah. It used to be pretty bad down here with a bunch of little gangsters, but they've cleaned it up really well.
It's
Oh,
quite
hey,
an amazing state right now.
hey guys, I know this is shocking to everybody, but my battery's at 5%. So
Holy moly guacamole. Pablo didn't know we were going to go live on Monday. We've only been doing it for 5 years. That's great.
no, I knew we were. I just well, number one, I didn't have power in my boat because we have everything disconnected, so I'm not able to charge right now on the boat. So
It's all good, buddy. We'll see you
sorry about
tomorrow with Michael Fulks. Go charge your phone, do some boat work. Captain Al and I got this.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, give me a call if you guys want to come out with me. 619-431-3070, and I'd love to get out with you on your boat. Thank you, Captain Dave. Thank you, Captain Al. Woo.
All right, Pablo. Have a
And
good
there's
day, bud.
Pablo's
Yeah,
QR code's up on the screen. We'll leave that up a little while Captain Al and I talk. Bye, Pablo.
see you guys. Thank you.
See ya. So,
Right
Captain
on.
Al, what's going on? Do we got any good tides coming up?
I haven't even looked. It hasn't been in my wheelhouse. I've been well, dealing with mom and
Yeah, talk about
uh,
it. You're going through some problem. How old is mom now?
she's 84. She broke her. Well, she was under high suggestions not to move unless she's getting up to go to the bathroom or getting up to go to the bed. Well, she decided, she got out of the hospital and she was feeling really good, and she decided to walk over to the couch to organize something, and she ate it. So she messed her knee up really bad. It doesn't need surgery, but it's messed up, and she broke one of her fingers. So now, between me, luckily, thank God for my niece. My niece moved in there when my mom first got sick, and as a companion, not as a nurse. But so now she gets out of bed at 9:30 in the morning, between 9:30 and 10. So me or my older brother need to be there to assist with that. And she goes back to bed at she wants to go back to bed at 10, but if I'm in the mix, it's 8:30. So I have to be there in the morning at 10 and at 8:30 if my brothers or my nieces can't be there. And mentally she's doing good. Physically, she's not doing good. So um, I don't know how much longer she's going to be around. So every day that I'm just poking around and don't have a trip, I'm there, So it's super important. And yeah. And then getting Matthew all dialed in. We got our first trip on Saturday to the islands. So working with him tomorrow, we're going to do a bunch of just take him through all the organization of the boat and check all the lines and retie knots and go over knots and have him do some homework and bring me the knots, stuff like that. So
Yeah, and if you wanna video some of that, we'll post it. It'll help everybody to learn what's going on, how to
right.
make sure that you're ready. Because when you go on Captain Al's boat, those of you that have been with him, when he says 40 rods, I find that hard to believe. I think it's more like 80.
No, it's not that many.
There's so many though. Gang,
Right.
there are so many. What do you want to catch?
Right. Well, there's
Bluefin on
rods on
the
that
kite?
boat from the bay fishing all the way to the big bluefin fishing. So
Right. You want to catch a bluefin on the kite or you want to catch a bonefish? And
right.
then whatever in between, he doesn't have one rod for each application. He has like four for each application. It's pretty
Well,
cool.
when you do multiple species fishing like I do, you can get a call at 5 o'clock in the afternoon for the next morning. And sure, I have a big pile of rods I can show you right here that are some of the rods I take in the string. I got the stringari in the water too. So stringari rods can't stay on the stringari; they come home. And what I like to do is take some of the rods off the Riviera and bring them home, but then I just have a huge mess in my garage, so I just leave them on the boat pretty much. But this is the aftermath pile of the rods I have in the garage right here, right behind me. Can you see that?
Oh, we see it.
And then you got all the rods in the bass boat at my mom's for the lake. So, yeah, it can get overwhelming, but you got to be ready. So, you got a rock cod rig, a trip. I got 6 rock cod rigs ready to rip. Then you got the fly line rigs for the smaller fish. Then you got the fly line rigs for the fish that are over 50 pounds. Then you got the 20 and 30 and 40 or 20 and 30 wides and the 50 wides. Then you got the 80 wides for the flyer and the kite. All that stuff is on there. Flyers, wind-ons, everything. Jigs and surface irons, yo-yo irons,
Miles of
Rapalas,
fluorocarbon.
hooks, fluorocarbon. You name it, it's on there. One thing I can say, I don't know if I have one handy, but when you guys are tying those knots on the heavier line, meaning 40 pound up to 200 or 300, I have a little,
Dowel.
it's a little round piece of pipe, and one is bigger than the other, so it goes together. But on the outside, it has shrink wrap on it. And when I tie my knots, I religiously use that thing. I wrap the tag ends around them on both sides, and I just pull that knot really tight, and it works. I mean, if you can't break it when you're tying it and pulling on it that way, it's not going to break when you're using it. Everybody should have those in their boat or their or their tackle box. These are homemade from my Dr. Chris Mimic, the guy I take to the lake. He's a big long range guy, and he turned me on to him. I don't know if I have one right here. I do have one. Check that out. So this is what they are. These are 2 pieces of pipe. One's bigger than the other, and they got shrink wrap wrapped around them. So you can stick this one in here to store it. Take this out. You tie your knots. You wrap this around here. The shrink wrap holds it nice and tight, and you pull that knot tight, boy. And this is monumental. You can do it without it, but if you're tying 100 pound, 80, 60 to 80 to 100 pound, 200, 300 pound knots, I mean, you pull them tight with this stuff and it's insane. It works great. So everybody should have this. If you're kind of handy in the garage, all it is a piece of pipe, thin wall, light pipe with shrink wrap on the outside of it. Obviously, these haven't been used too much because there's not too many scars on them. But in the boat, there's a bunch of scars on them.
Real quick, I want to show you guys something. we're having a contest right now. You catch a fish, rockfish on the rock cod squirts, post a picture on your social media, any platform, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, whatever you're playing on. And then you hashtag Promar25 and tag your saltwater guide. You're going to win $200 worth of product. Check out this video to see the rock cod squirts, the QR codes on the bottom of the screen. You need to have some of these on your boat. Pablo, Al, and Justin use them all day, every day. Why? Because they work and they're easy. Those are the two things that us as charter boat captains love more than anything. Easy application, and they work. I don't know if you've been paying attention to our website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, but if you go and you look through the community section and look at all the pictures of all the great rockfish that Justin's catching with all of his clients and all the members are using, they're using these rock cod squirts, gang. These rock cod squirts are a game changer when you're fishing those rockfish. These things are already pre-rigged, ready to go. All you got to do is take them out of the package. You hook your sinker onto the already pre-tied swivel, and then you hook your main line, your piece of braid, right to the other swivel on the other end, and you have two pre-made hooks that already have squid lures on them, and these look just like the red crabs that these rock cod have been feeding on for the last 5 or 6 years out here in Southern California. These things are deadly. They work great. They also make them in a glow-in-the-dark white color. I like the pink ones the best. That seems to work the best for me, but you're going to go with whatever you prefer. But these are the rock cod squirts. Put in the code YSWG and save 10% on your order. And you just got to use that QR code at the bottom of the screen or put in the code YSWG, and you're going to save 15% on those. They'll be drop shipped to your house. It's rock cod season. It's yellowtail season. It's bluefin season. It's fishing season, right, Cap Mal?
Yes, sir.
Get out there and go catch a fish.
There's
not a better operation than your saltwater guide guides. Pablo, Al, Justin, Sonny. You're going to have a rough time finding anybody that's going to take any better care of you than these guys. Al's going to try to put together some of that nighttime bluefin fishing. If you're watching right now and you think that sounds pretty rad, but you've never done it before and it's kind of overwhelming to get on a sport boat with 12, 15 people, you're going to go with family members. I'm going to put Al's QR code up on the screen. You can call him up, find out what's going on. It's going to be a kind of a deal that if he gets 4 people that are interested that want to go do it, he'll go do it. But you guys got to give him a call and let him know what you're looking for, right, Al?
That's right. Yeah, I got to check some weather and get some dates going here. But yeah, it's pretty good out there once you get on them. You know, you got to find them. Once you get on them, it's pretty good. And there's some big ones biting too. There's a lot of the mid grade ones, but there's some fish over 100 too.
Yeah, and you got to understand, gang, it's the sonar. That sonar is money, and you can come out. Another really cool thing is if you have a sonar, but you don't know how to use it, buy a ticket, go with Al, go out on the boat and see how they'll use that sonar. That's worth the price of admission right there. Either that or pick up that book. Kind of looks like this. It's about 900 pages, and you'll never be able to figure it out. They're talking about stuff that I've been fishing for a living 52 years. I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but I was taught how to use it by Steve Lasley. So I have a pretty good idea, and I saved every single setting is on my phone to know how to set the CH500 up to find bluefin, to set it up to find sea bass, to set it up to find yellowtail. All the settings, everything's different all the time, but Captain Al's got it dialed in. You want to go do that? That's worth the price of admission right there, because you're never going to figure it out reading the book.
That book's pretty thick. I don't like books. My buddy, Roy, my CH270, the one I had before this one, I had Roy jump in my boat and jump into the settings and set it up for me. And then this one, Roy hasn't had a CH500 when I got that one. He's probably been watching them now for a while on those other boats. But The CH500 is the newest one. It's the one right below an Omni, So I had my buddy David from the Tomahawk text me his settings for that. So all the settings in there are off some really reputable guys, and it works good because it works.
And if you didn't watch our live fishing trip on, I think it was Friday night. Yeah, Friday night. Saturday night. Excuse me, Saturday night. You may want to go back and look. And you can see Captain Mike Louse on the Pacific Dawn out there driving around with that sonar on. You'll understand what Al and I are talking about. It's the proverbial looking for a needle in a haystack in the middle of the ocean. It's 4,000 feet deep. You're not looking for structure. You are literally driving around the ocean, hoping to God you run over a school. Unless you have the sonar, then you're looking around the boat 400 or 500 feet, sometimes 300 feet, depending on where you like to set it up at. But if you're looking around your boat at 300 feet out, that means you're looking around it at a football field, which is a pretty good distance. A lot of captains like to run it out to 500 feet or more. I'm a 300-foot guy, but it's what works for you. You'll understand how this all works if you go watch what Mike Louse was doing. And then if you want to go a step further, go with Captain Al. It's going to be a life-changing event for positive.
Yeah, it should be a fun trip. I'm willing to do a few of them since it's so slow right now.
So let him know. Give him a call. His phone number is right on the bottom of the screen. The QR code's up there. We're going to jump off of here. We've been live with Justin all morning. We're going to go back to live with Justin and Jackson and Jackson's dad, Brad, and Jackson's grandpa, Dan. We're going to go back and see what they're doing. So we're going to log off the show, change the title, and go back to fishing with Justin. I want to thank Al for taking time out of your day. And there's a lot of messages here, Al, praying for your mom, hoping she gets better. Hopefully she feels better. And we love you, Mom. We love you. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great day. And if you're not watching the fishing show, I'll see you tomorrow. If you are, I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Bye, everybody.